it would be a good practice to write comment for each line of code, for each statement that we write in our programs. This is to increase the readability of our programs to be as reference to any other programmers what we have written in our program. Okay. So next, we have learned how to make a function according to function that will not return a value but will receive values. We have seen what will be affected in this case, and also how we can make how we can write the function calling to this type of function. So next, we are going to look into how to work with a function that will return a value but will not receive values. Okay, so there it goes. Here, let us uncomment this part because we want it to be identified by the compiler. Okay, so this is the type of function that will return value but will not receive values. So remember, we have to make the function name unique, not resemble with any other function that we have declared and used in previous example. So how do we work with this function? Okay, remember this function will not receive values. So here, let's copy this. So we will make calling according to this function. Remember, it will not receive any values, but instead it will return values. So for any function that will return values, okay, what will happen? This function actually will hold the end result of whatever processes we put inside this, or whatever operation that we put inside this method or this function actually. So it will hold values. It will hold the end result because we will return the result of this the operation that we do that we decided for this function. So in this case, we also will work with total equal to. In this case, we are not going to use A and B. Instead, we will use the identifiers, the variables that we have declared previously. And just that we will return the value of total, the end result of total. Okay, because this is a function that will return a value. So in this case, we will return the end result that we got from this, that we obtain from this operation in this function, which is total. So only one value at a time can be returned by a function. So how it seems that this at number 3 will return a value. So according to this function calling, what happened? Will return total to this at number. So at number 3 will hold a value. Okay. So in this case, it's either we can also assign total equal to total to add numbers. So there are two ways of how we can work with this. It's either we assigning this function to total. Okay, this is one way, and then we print the value of total. Okay, or we can also use this way. Instead of calling total here, we just call add number function here, because this add number function will hold the value, because what is mean by return, it will return the value of total, and at the moment this function will hold the value of the total. So whenever we write like this. Okay, so we'll display the value of total. Okay, let us differentiate between this total first column. First total for first function column to differentiate between the output. Okay. Okay, and so for second the first function calling, and for the second function just to differentiate different type of calling. Somehow the value is still, the result will be similar, because we are in this function calling, we are depending on the values input or inserted by user. Okay, somehow let's work with this. Okay, we compile and execute it again.